always mentioned as a major along with them. And there are three majors, and it is WWE and NXT, and it's AEW and it's TNA. And I think because of that, there's still plenty of people that need great live original content that fans are crazy and ecstatic and happy about on a weekly basis.
What's going on, everyone? It's time for a special presentation here on the Takedown on SI. I'm Jon Alba, and I'm joined by the president of TNA Wrestling, Carlos Silva, who is looking forward to Slammiversary coming up at the UBS Arena here in just a short time, July 20th on Long Island. It is an exciting time for TNA, Carlos. Really appreciate your time. How's the run-up been to this big show for you guys?
Oh, it's been great, John. How you doing? Good to see you today. Look, great buzz. Great momentum, so much great promotion that we've been building along with our partners at WWE on these NXT shows with the belt. And, UBS, big arena, brand new, home of the Islanders, super excited to be coming, to the big city to put on this big event for us. It should be awesome.
So I want to ask you right about the WWE partnership off the bat, because with what we do, with what we cover, we're very ingrained in the discourse of social media as is. And when the partnership was announced, a lot of people were very vocal about how WWE would be on the receiving end of this partnership and maybe not as much TNA. So where are you guys seeing the tangible differences in payoff from the working relationship with them?
Yeah, I don't see that at all. I mean, I think there's been such a great back and forth of how not only been how we've been working together, but I mean, you just start with Royal Rumble, start with WrestleMania as the two biggest events with, Joe Henry running in. I was there in WrestleMania in Las Vegas with him running into the Allegiant Stadium, holding up the TNA belt, having the announcer announce Joe Henry as the TNA World Champion in front of that stage. Absolutely great. As we've started to integrate our storylines and our creative together, I think there's just been so much collaboration and so much support on both sides, whether it's us working with Sean and Johnny down in NXT, whether it's us working with Dorian at AAA, where we were in Mexico a couple of weeks ago, as well as on the biggest stages with WWE. I just think so far so good. And we've just, I think everyone's been having a good time, and I think it's been great for the fans.
Yeah, there was a really great piece JohnWallStreet.com did that you spoke with them about, and it was talking a lot about the mutual beneficiary matters of the partnership. And what came up was the media rights deal that you guys are seeking. We've reported a little bit about that here on the Takedown on SI. I would love some more insight on your strategy in trying to sell and shop TNA Wrestling to prospective buyers in a very crowded media landscape. What is your pitch to them as to a reason why they should start doing business with what you guys are putting out there?
Yeah, it's a great question. And it is a very crowded landscape. It's also a chaotic and hectic time. I mean, having been in this market my whole career, I've seen a lot of these transitions, whether it was in 2000 and 2005, and whether it was again in sort of 2010 and 2015. And now, since the pandemic from 2020 to now, and now sort of the unbundling of the world, it's a scratch your head. No one really knows where it's going to go. But look, we've been in the media and sports business our whole careers. It's why the partnership with WWE is so great, because they're the leaders. And the way that we create buzz is, at the end of the day, how you create great partnerships. And so raising the profile of all of our wrestlers and the TNA brand has been what I've been working on since I've got here. And I think it's making a difference. Staying positive, really supporting the wrestlers and what they want to do, and supporting our partners in a positive way. So that's number one. Number two is understanding the landscape, because if you go into this thinking that just because you've got a strong brand or a great product that's enough, you're going to fail. It's not enough. You've got to understand where each of the partners are, where their media bucket of value and money lies inside of all the media rights that are floating around in the world. And so we know how to do that. We've got great partners in CAA that are helping us to navigate that landscape. And we have some great connections from the last 25 years of being in the space. And so we're using all of those to present TNA as, in the case of myself, who's been a sports guy his whole career, when I go into these meetings, I actually have an advantage now because I don't have a season of sport. I've got a year of content. That's
Sure.
The beauty of wrestling is we have 52 weeks. It's every single week. We've got a top rated show in Impact, and it fills a lot of hours for a lot of these networks that are trying to understand how they get through these next 3 to 5 years. And, so far so good. These things always take a little longer than you want, but the reception that we've got from what I'd call the traditional guys that are moving into digital because they have to, as well as the digital guys that are sort of moving into making digital more traditional, if you will, because they're all kind of meeting in the center. And look, we're also continuing to build our own digital network with everything that we're doing on TNA Plus, as well as what we're doing on YouTube, to put that digital strategy together, because until a deal is done, you have to play all of the different roads.
The piece that I mentioned before quoted you as saying that there was a possibility, or at least an internal estimate of what you're looking for, somewhere. I believe the number was 10 million per year on a potential media rights deal. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So with that evaluation, what would that in theory allow TNA to do?
I think the first thing, I'm a live guy. I've been in live my whole career. The team that we've built believes in live. I would love TNA to be live every week. Live every week is a different animal logistically and operationally. I know the team that we've got can handle it. The partnerships that we've got would support it, but there's a different cost structure around going live 52 weeks a year, whether you're in a location like a performance center type of place some of the year, you're traveling part of the year. It just changes the dynamic around operationally allocate your costs. And I think that would be the first thing that would change. I know the fans want us to be live every week. I want to be live every week. It's why we've started to open up some more live windows, because I think the wrestlers perform differently live as well. And they'll tell you when we have our meetings together, they love the energy of live. And so really that's the linchpin of what it would do for us as we sort of go to the next level.
The wrestling space is so crowded, right? WWE is the mainstay. They're the franchise. They're the McDonald's of the industry. AEW had a very successful launch, commanded a really strong media rights deal. They're up there. TNA has, over the past couple of decades, weeded in and out of that number 2 spot, number 3 spot. What gives you confidence that there is an appetite for more high-level pro wrestling content when there's already so much out there in this space?
I think it's because of what you just evaluated, John. I feel like there's a group of majors. WWE is far and away the NFL of the space, and that's great. They've built the industry over the last 40, 50 years. AEW, again, has done a great job over the last 6-8 years. They did a magnificent job with their Turner TBS relationship. But we're always mentioned as a major along with them. And there are 3 majors, and it is WWE and NXT, and it's AEW and it's TNA. And I think because of that, there's still plenty of people that need great live, original content that fans are crazy and ecstatic and happy about on a weekly basis, that we'll be able to find the right place for us to go and continue to build the fan base.
Why do you think, as someone who's been in the weeds of this now for 6+ months, WWE was willing to open its spheres of influence up to working with TNA specifically when, for 2+ decades, there was a pretty adverse reaction to that?
I would probably just say I think the whole wrestling space is different. I mean, as a guy that's been on the outside and been on the sports and media side and sort of just looked at it from the outside, I think it was very much about only about the promotion, whatever your promotion was. Obviously, with WWE being the leader, it was all about them and them sort of owning the space. And I think when you're the biggest and you're the leader, you can also then start to open your arms a little bit and bring the whole industry up. And I think that's the change that's happened maybe in the last year or 18 months, certainly with the leadership with Nick and Paul at the helm on the WWE side. If I wasn't in the position I was in and I was more a fan and a consumer, I would see that. I see that. I'm also now in the middle of it here with TNA, and I really do feel that in a big way.
So I want to wrap up with this one, Carlos, because I know you're a busy guy here doing this New York City media tour. Long Island, UBS, big step outside of the comfort zone for TNA in terms of attendance and what you're looking to accomplish with the show. You've had a lot of success in local markets over the course of the last 6 months or so. What would packing out UBS for the capacity you've set it up, putting on a great show on that stage, do for the company moving forward, in your opinion?
I think we've been building, and I think it really is the turning point. It's in the best city in the world, in New York City. It's in a beautiful brand new arena. I think the energy of filling out and selling out that lower bowl and getting to 6,000-7,000 people filled out, packed. I just think everyone, and you're seeing it even on social, people are talking about TNA and saying, hey, good for them. They're really showing that the fans are coming out and supporting us. I think it just changes the trajectory as we get into 25 and then certainly as we set up 26 and 27, because we're now thinking about the organization and the media around it in a 2 to 4 year window, because you have to do that kind of planning. And I think this becomes the trigger point for us to really move the organization to the next level.
TNA Slammiversary coming to UBS Arena July 20th on Long Island. Carlos Silva, president of TNA Wrestling, joined us here on the Takedown S. I really appreciate your time, Carlos.